2016 Dodge Journey needs an alternator. It's going into safe mode. The radio shuts down, everything shuts down. There's only 3 bolts holding it. There are 2 nuts and 1 bolt, but it's got this plate. And then if I don't remove this plate, I can't get to the bolts or the nuts holding the alternator. But that plate's under the valve cover. Trying to see if I could just loosen up these 3 and maybe 4 with this one. See if that will slide out. Hopefully if it's slide back in. Otherwise I'm gonna have to take everything apart. I don't want to do that. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, we got that cover off. You do not have to remove the valve cover bolts. You literally just pull this out and it pops right out. It's actually plastic, I thought it was metal. But yeah, it pops right out. Just kind of has a little spot where it sits in there under the valve cover, but alright, now we can remove the nuts. We'll take the belt off, we'll remove the bottom bolt, and then get this thing out. The whole bolt has to spin out. I got them loose, they're both free. I'm spinning the whole stud out. But we're gonna take those 2 off. We're gonna do that bottom one after we remove the belt. And I'm still debating. I think I am gonna have to remove the hose. There's no way I can clear it. I'm gonna remove it from this side. I disconnected the line from the radiator. Got a catch band down at the bottom. I use some of these hose pliers to pinch that. And I gotta just hold on over there to the oil filter housing cap. I'm gonna write down the diagram for my belt. Take off my wheel, and then I'll loosen the tension of the tensioner, remove the belt, get this old alternator out, put the new one in. I'm gonna disconnect the power from here. And just be very careful not to touch anything over there. Wheels off. Now I'm gonna remove these 2 10mm right there. This plastic tab and the shield should come off. Our tensioner should be right there. Alright, let's draw our belt. It goes pump over the tensioner, under the crank, over the water pump, under the AC, up to the alternator, around to the idler pulley, and back to the pump. Alright, I'm gonna draw that out. Alright, disconnected my battery cable. It's a 15. And then just put the plastic cover from the alternator right there to hold the cables from touching anything. Alright, we got the 2 studs out. I took the belt off of the water pump, and then I just released the tension. And then I finished taking off that lower bolt, and then these 2 top bolts. All of them 13. Now I can unplug my harness and my battery cable right here. Get this thing out, put the new one in. Here's some advice when you're taking it out. This harness is going to be in your way, so you want to pull it up this way from the pulley. You're going to leave this side behind this line, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fit this single portion in between the hose and the harness, and it fits right up this way. And once you get it like that, you clear the other 2 right here, because otherwise it's not gonna clear that easy. Same thing when you put it back in. You want to put this in first behind the line. Then you want to move your harness out of the way, and then the alternator squeezes through. You can get it down in there. Just watch this hose here. That's gonna go like that. Get this side behind this hose in between. Alright guys, I got the 3 bolts on. I put the bottom one in first. Kind of just twist the alternator forward a little bit, and you'll see where it has to go. And then put the bolt in. You're gonna have to do it by feel. Just start turning and wiggle the alternator slightly until you catch the hole, and you can feel it start threading. Make sure you thread all 3 of them on as much as possible. Put some gloves on, or else it's gonna hurt your hand. You're not gonna be able to turn it. So I'm gonna
tighten them up. Then I'm gonna put my belt. Then I'm gonna put my radiator hose, and put the tire on, start it, and that's it. Test it out. Everything's in its place. I gotta tape that cover on, cause this plastic that you need for that original cover to pop on is way too big. You would have to modify this. You'd have to cut this lower section. That way you had enough room to tighten the nut. But yeah. So let's finish it off. Now we got our belt on. So I made sure it was on all the pulleys except the water pump. And then I just, loosen my tensioner with one hand, and with my other hand I just slid the belt right over. Went on there smooth. I'm gonna hook up my radiator hose, start it, leave the air out of it. That we got any in there. There's not gonna be any in there since I used these hose clamps. And I stopped it right there. This is how much coolant I lost. Nothing. So let's finish this off. Start it and see how it sounds. Well, it looks like my belt's on all my pulleys. Pretty good. So I think I'm ready to finish it off. Alright, tires on. Everything's on. Now let's just start it, see what it does. Alright, it's on. We're at 14.5. Before it was at 10.2. Alright, jump it, it's running. That's my belt. That's how it's ran right there, like that. Power steering, idler, alternator, AC, water pump, crank, tensioner. Alright guys, hopefully you have the same luck removing those front bolts. It's just ready to go. The new part was $350 something with a $25 core. So that's why it's the pricing one for this one. Right there. That is on. And this is a 3.6. 3.6 liter. 2016. I guess 3.6. Alright.